Hello and welcome back. And if you are new here, I'm David Thomas. I'm a session guitarist from, where am I from? From South Wales in the UK. Today we're going to be looking over the Jeff Beck auction because there was a few shocks, put it that way, when I looked at it after the fact. I naively thought maybe I could afford a couple of these bits if I wasn't a skint musician. Actually, I was miles off. So I'm looking through it now. Yeah, so basically this was a lot more than I thought. We'll go through it and then we'll get the final total afterwards because it's on there and it's mind-blowing. So this first telly here, let's have a look. It was estimated between 6 and 9 grand and it sold for £75,600. We've got things like amps. This amp was supposed to be 4 to 6 grand, 21,000 it went for. This, I looked at this at the time and it was in my video and I just never seen a Les Paul like this. So it's circa 1959 and the neck was like a 1972. And the Gibson logo I've never seen like that. And it had an engraved JB on it. Looks just so different to your usual Les Paul. That was estimated between £40,000 and £60,000 and it sold for £403,000. This is where we started to get crazy. So the touring flight cases, I was like, oh, they could be quite reasonable. Between £800 and £1,200. And this was American, late 1960s to early 70s. Estimated between £800 and £1,200, which isn't going to kill you. £23,940. It's not that I think it's mad, because Jeff Beck is an icon. He's one of my favourite guitarists ever. But it's just, how could they get the estimation so wrong? This one was, I think, the biggest seller. It's the Oxblood, the famous Oxblood Jeff Beck Les Paul. And this was estimated between 350 and 500,000, which I thought was reasonable, but still quite low. And it sold. Wow. Okay, so this telly was known as the Telly Gibson, or I can't remember what they coined it as, but it was estimated at 100,000 to 150,000. And it went for £693,000. Oh, the Telly Gib. That's what it was sort of coined as. Interesting guitar. I mean, obviously it's happened lots of times. I suppose now humbuckers and tellies, but this was probably one of the first examples of it. And even things like basses, 5 to 8 grand went for 30. His amps went for 3 times more. This neck, £1,500, went for 30 grand. This white Fender Strat was supposed to go for 50 to 80, went for 440,000. This one here went for 302. Okay, so there was this one, this telly, 1957, which looks insane. I must have pulled this up in the other video, but this was estimated to bring in about 50,000 to 80,000, brought in £500,000, which is crazy. This was the one, I posted this on my Instagram story, I really wanted it. It was going for 8 to 12 grand, which is so cool. It's like this Jackson, the Tina Turner, engraved with a flick knife. It ended up going for £441,000. That is insane. All the amps, yeah, all these guitars went for, that one went for over 100k, that went for over 100k. And there was so much stuff on this. Okay, let's have a look from price highest to lowest, what was the highest selling item. I think I've got an idea. Okay, so the highest seller was the 1954 Gibson Les Paul. Then we've got this Strat that was only estimated between 20 and 30 grand. That went for just over £1 million. Then we got the Telly Gib, the telly that we mentioned, another Strat that was 441,000 then for the Tina Turner guitar. All the Strats went for quite a lot. His last touring board, I believe that was, 125 grand. Yeah, we can go on and on really. And then what was the cheapest thing? What was the thing that sold the most? I bet it was one of those ukulele things he had. Let's see. It was a violin, 2,394. So the total amount was £8,727,284, which is absolutely insane. Personally, I don't think that's a great surprise because he was an icon, guitar legend, will be forever. So I can see where that's coming from, personally. He was absolutely a player's player, so it just goes to show what people will pay to get a hand on a piece of rock history and piece of a legend. Anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. We're close to getting 1,000. Just plodding away, trying to get to it as soon as I can, really. But take care and all the best.